Hi, my name is Matt. I'm with Goods Custom Garage, and you're watching Beneath the Surface. When I first opened up, we was doing pretty much everything. I've been in the car industry my whole life. I can paint cars. I can do detailing, paint corrections, ceramic coatings, engine work, underbody lights. We was doing everything. Then I finally figured out that I'm not. Well, I was excellent at everything, but I'm not excellent if I'm over here, I'm over here, I'm over here, I'm over here, and instead of staying in one place and being excellent at what I am. So we cut it all down to now we're just doing paint corrections, ceramic coatings, and clear bra. I've been doing detailing since I was 8 years old. I'm 38 now. I've been doing wet sanding and buffing since I was about 10 or 12. I've been in the industry my whole life. My dad's a custom painter, hot rod builder, fabricator. So I've been working in a garage with him since I could walk. My 6-year-old probably he wanted to start polishing about 3, and I'd let him work the polisher while it was in my hands just so he'd get the feel of it. But they love coming in here and working with me, and I was the same way with my dad. Dad, he didn't really have a name per se. He did it on the side. He worked at Ford full time and then painted cars and everything on the side. So he never really took it to a full-fledged business, even though he could have. Me, I kind of fell into it. It was kind of a back against the wall type thing. This was all a side hustle since I was a kid, because my dad was paying me back then to clean up the cars after he'd paint them. But I had a motorcycle wreck in 2005, which led to a bunch of surgeries and then another surgery in 2014, which because of that, I lost my full-time good paying job. We had just had my first kid 6 months earlier and just bought a house. So I pretty much had to do what we had to do to survive and started the business. I was out on an e-scooter for probably the first year of it in my garage, detailing cars. Wife wasn't making too great of money, and with kids and new house and everything, I had to do what I had to survive. And we started from there. We started from the bottom, literally. I started out originally, I was doing everything to cars, and then mainly detailing more than I was anything, because like I said, I've been doing it since I was 8. So it's just, I can do it with my eyes closed now. Started doing a little bit of everything, and then I finally realized 2 years into it, hey, you can't be all over the place and on every single job at the same time. You need to stick to one job till it's finished to go to the next job. So that's when we cut out a lot of stuff, and that's where a lot of the headache got out. I wanted it to be a all-around automotive shop where if you wanted a custom engine built, if you want, well, I don't do interiors, but custom paint jobs, I wanted everything under one roof at first, and then I was like, that's too many pans in the fire. It's not good. I started with coatings right about the time IGL started. Before Jeff and Joel even came on board, I was probably one of the first 10 Kenzo installers in the United States. So I've been around with IGL pretty much since birth. And we're still using them today. So it's probably, that had to have been around 13, 14 maybe when IGL first came out. IGL's grown tremendously. It's always been one of the easier coatings to apply, I think, and actually the professional coating Kenzo, which is my favorite, is probably the easiest to apply, which is kind of weird because it's a professional one. But IGL has grown leaps and bounds since Jeff and Joe have taken over. It's a completely different atmosphere. Everything seems to keep on improving, and it doesn't stop improving. It's more family oriented. IGL's grown a lot. As far as my business growing, I think the first 5 years I didn't really grow too much. First 5 years I made it on hustle alone. After that, I'm almost 9 years in now. I'd say after the 5-year point, when I finally got tired of running around in circles, because I can detail anything, but I wasn't a businessman. I finally stepped up and got some mentors, and I got 2 mentors now. One's in the detailing industry and one is not. And without them, I don't think my business would be where it is right now, because I rely on them a lot. Because like I said, I'm not a wasn't a businessman. I was just a detailer. And they've helped me grow exponentially over the last 2 years. It's been like a blur. It's crazy. It's the same for me, and it's been that way pretty much since Joel and Jeff taken over. I've been a IGL mentor for the last, I think, 3 years now. Of course, all of us mentors are like family, and everybody in the IGL group, it doesn't matter who you are, if you've been detailing cars for a day or if you've been detailing cars for 45 years, somebody's got an answer to whatever question you got. And it doesn't matter what time of day it is or where it's at, somebody's always there to help. Through the years, traveling to different shows and meeting people through Mecum and detailers that I used to talk to all the time online that are all IGL installers, we've all pretty much turned into family. That's one of the main things I love about IGL, is because all of us work so good together. And, it's not like other groups. It's, hey, I can do this car. Hey, I can do this car in 15 minutes, blah, blah, blah. And it's, everybody trying to beat up everybody. In the IGL, that stuff doesn't go. It's everybody trying to help everybody. That's the way it should be. I love that they have a mentor group set up, because like I said, what's the use of having all this information? And I'm probably the dumbest one in the mentor group. Some of these people will come up with stuff and I'm like, wow, I've been here for a while and some of this stuff's still new. But the mentor group is great. I love it, because we can reach out and help the new installers. And, they didn't have a mentor group when I first started at all. This is all within the Jeff and Joel change. The family oriented, I love that. Depending on where we go, like I said, the IGL training, I went down because I'm only an hour away, with Jason Friday night and hung out with the guys, and we could not see each other for a year or 2 years and come back together, and it's like we never missed a beat. And all the IGL installers are like that. I've never ran into one that I didn't like yet. I've worked with a lot. We do have a local, kind of local IGL guy here, Austin Burks. I'll mention his name. He's reached out. He's a newer guy, doing fantastic for himself, and I'm glad to see it. He's about 40 minutes away from me. He's reached out a million times with questions as he's grown, and I help him as much as I can, because I like, it's like a flower. You plant them and you watch them grow, and he's killing it. And there ain't no better feeling in the world, especially there's no use in having all this knowledge if you can't share it with somebody, because I'm here because somebody shared their knowledge with me. So if I can help Austin 40 minutes away grow his business and help out his family, and he's kind of following my footsteps a lot. He's, working a lot, and I tell him, hey, the work's always going to be there, buddy. Go home, see your kids, blah, blah, blah. He's on me all the time too. But I like that IGL's family like that. I've installed other coatings and been part of other coating companies. And nobody else is like IGL as far as the family wide. I guess for the underdogs like I was, just keep at it. If you get knocked down, brush it off. I've went through more struggles in the first 5 years with losing houses, losing cars, not being able to see my family. Stuff comes along with the road. I hope some of these newer guys got an easier road than I did, but if there's any way I can help anybody who's having problems on the come up, I would definitely would, because I wish there would have been somebody out there. Of course, I'm not really a, hey, look at me type person. I'm struggling over here. I'm more of I'm struggling and I'm going to fix it, until I learned I needed the mentors. But for the guys just starting out, don't let life kick you in the teeth. Keep on at it. And if you're with IGL, you're destined to win as long as you keep at it. I usually I do mostly all my coatings the same as far as the IGL because it's so user friendly. So usually I'll set my alarm on my phone for 5 minutes and I start coating. When the 5 minutes goes up, wherever I start at, I start leveling. I can coat an SUV in about an hour. Of course, then you got to wait to put the top on. But I usually try to stack them to where I've got top on or base on one, and then as soon as I get done with base, I'm putting base on another one, and then I got about a 30-minute downtime. Then I can put top on one, about 30 minutes downtime, put top on the other. So I usually try to stack them so they work better and I'm be more efficient and get them all out at the same time. You'll find the manner on how to install it, and I don't think you can mess up Kenzo. It's kind of weird that it's the pro coating, but it's the easiest one, I think. Mine works great. I've been doing it for years. In my showroom, actually in the office, I've actually got a whole green wall set up with a slat board, and it says IGL coatings on top of it. And I sell pretty much everything that we can sell in there, and I sell a lot of it. But that's the first thing I do. As soon as a customer gets a coating, I'll bring them back here, let them look over their car, tell them how to maintain it, and then I'll walk them to the showroom because that's where you pay for it anyways. Then I'll walk them to the wall and let them, explain everything that they need to use to maintain that car. And 98% of the time, they usually end up walking out with $60 to $100 of the product. So it's easy. If you followed me for a while, you could see how I used to work, because it used to be I had to work. I was in here, if I had to be in here for 3 days straight with no sleep and to get everything done, I was just in here for 3 days straight. Now I don't have to work like that, and my kids are older now to realize that daddy's not at home as much. So now I try to be at 6 p.m. I'm out of here, home with the kids to have dinner, play with them until they get to bed. Then I crack open the laptop and send out invoices and estimates and everything else. It's nonstop, especially with 4 kids, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Definitely huge motivation. I'm big on family, and I'm big on paying my family back for all the stuff that they had to go through for my journey to get here, for me to follow my dreams. Huge on family, huge on my kids. My dad and my mom was the same way. That's why now, like I said, 6 p.m., we're out, we're going home, I'm going to my kids. There is some days where you just absolutely have to work late, and my kids understand it, but everything I do is for my family at the end of the day. Probably smack myself in the mouth and tell myself to grow up and get back to it. I've worked hard my entire life, but I was a little dumber in my 20s. And if I started, because technically I started this at 30. I'm 38 now. If I would have started in my 20s, we'd have been a 7-figure shop a long time ago. And all this rough road would have been out of the way before I had children. And by the time I had children, life would have been a lot better. But I'm grateful for the sacrifices that I had to give up. Like I said, losing a house probably was one of the hardest, especially when you got a family. But it humbled me more than anything ever possibly could, and I think I needed that. But the road is, you just got to keep going. I am now. It's taken me a little slower to expand more because I've done everything out of my own pocket. There's no business loans. I have 0 business debt. Besides my reoccurring bills, I don't owe nobody nothing. So everything that's in my shop has been paid for by me, by my work. And when we started out, I didn't have no money set back. Like I said, I just lost a job. I was on a knee scooter, still going through surgery. So I didn't have no money to put back. Luckily, I've been doing this as a side hustle for years. So I had some tooling, but not commercial grade stuff. So when we launched and went full time, and that's when I'd do a couple jobs and say, hey, I need this money to go buy me a Rupes, or hey, I need this money to go buy me a Flex, or hey, I need this money to, get these coatings in here and get them bought so I can get them out on the cars and then continue to make money. So it's been a little bit of a struggle. But at the end of the day, I can look back with more pride and look at my shop and say, I'm not there yet, but everything that's in this shop, I've done by myself and don't owe nothing to nobody. My one word for IGL, wow. Wow. Wow, because of the Kenzo pop. That's why Kenzo's my favorite. I like it that we can take paint, which like that ZL1 Camaro behind me that's not coated yet, it's getting Kenzo. But you can take paint that's already paint corrected and looks phenomenal and then add a coating to it and it just adds that little bit more wow to it. And that's what I call it, the wow effect, when the customers come in, especially when they come in and see a black vehicle like that and it's, scratch free and bright under, well, of course I ain't got all the lights on in here right now, but bright under all the lights and everything. And then just wow. That's the best way to describe Kenzo is wow. Definitely shout out to my family. Shout out to my mother and father for believing in me and giving me the kick in the butt every time I needed it. Huge, huge, huge shout out to Candace, my wife. That woman is an angel. She has been through hell and back with me and has been through every bit of the struggle and is still stuck by my side and is my biggest cheerleader. And even bigger shout out to my kids. They're what makes my world go around. My family and my kids, and anything outside of that, I'm happy.
Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, comment below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that little notification bell, and we'll see you in the next video.